Hello, everybody. Welcome to Costa and Friends podcast, episode 2. Today we have a special episode, one I'm really proud of. I'm receiving my friends, Francesco Lento and Tony Miliziano, co-owners and co-founders of Traiteur Signature Catering. Guys, welcome to the podcast. Thanks for coming on.
Always nice to see you, Costa.
Nice to see you, Costa.
Guys, this is a really big opportunity for me. I'm really intrigued about us talking about this new adventure that you guys have. But first off, I really wanted to say that I'm really proud of you guys. This is a big move, and me knowing you guys, I know this is gonna work and this is gonna have a big success because I know your determination and your motivation in this project. So I wanted to get that off the bat right away. So let's dive into this right away, into the deep of this subject and of this adventure of yours.
Okay.
First of all, I would like you guys to tell us a bit about your adventure, not your adventure, but maybe your upbringings into coming into this situation. Where you guys come from, where does your love for food and cooking come from? You could start off, Frank. Tell us a bit about yourself and your experience in this domain.
So, like you know, Mike, I've been all around Montreal, the ins and outs of hotel industry, restaurants, caterings. Whatever you could think of. I've been there, and I opened my own restaurants, everything like that. It's always been about food. My whole life revolves around food. Since I've been just a kid. It's been 18 years now I've been doing this, and my grandmother really taught me the importance of it. Of cooking and making things with your hands, you know what I mean? I feel like we're missing this today. The whole making stuff with your hands, going old school. People
home style, yeah.
Home style, you know what I mean? Dalla nonna, that's how we say it in Italian. I'm from Italian culture. Tony is too.
Well, Tony is Sicilian, not really Italian.
We're better.
Yeah, so we could. We're from that culture, you know what I mean? So like. The whole thing about wasting food, that's not even in our vocabulary. We like to make something out of nothing. That's the whole Italian thing. When we're talking about pizza, pastas, it's just dough. If you just look at it, it's just dough and water and, you got a bit of flour. No, you got to put that love. That's the whole culture of the Italian culture, is putting that love. I feel like that's what we're missing today. That's what we're going to talk about a little more in detail later.
You have a lot of experience in the restaurant industry. You've worked in many restaurants, different style of restaurants.
Different styles, yes. I've been
French cuisine.
Yes, I worked at Le Maillac. It's one of the most prestigious French renowned restaurants in Montreal. I worked with Portuguese. I worked with Chef Helena Loureiro. She was my chef for almost 3 years.
Very known cook, chef in the community. Yeah.
Of course, Portuguese community. Yeah, of course. I've worked in Spanish. I've done pretty much everything. Indian cooking. I've done Thai. I worked at Ha. It's a restaurant on the plateau. There's another one in the Old Port. The list just keeps going on.
I know that restaurant. Very popular.
The list just keeps going on. If you love a good pad Thai, your boy Frank here, he's got you. You know what I mean?
Of course. And you told. I know you worked in restaurants also, but more
my first job actually was in a reception hall.
Oh.
The dishwasher. I was 13 years old.
As a teenager.
Actually, yeah. Like my mom goes, hey, she's like, my friend, her son works at a reception hall. You're interested to go to work? That was like a Saturday afternoon, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm interested. Okay, they're outside. They're ready. They're there to pick you up. I'm like, oh, okay. So I hopped in the car and I did quite a few years in the restaurant business, and I didn't really work a lot in the kitchen, but I was like more in the front.
Mm-hmm. The service part.
Yes, but my passion for food has always been there.
Yeah, because I know you for many years. I know I've seen you cook, being around in the kitchen. I've seen your passion for it. So that growing up, how did you?
But I was always around my mom, around the kitchen, and looking at her. You know what they say. You still the art with your eyes. So
yes, very well said.
So I was like always like looking and
learning.
Looking and learning and all these authentic Sicilian recipes, and there's always those little tricks to make it better, and that's pretty much it. And I also worked in quite a few restaurants. I did I did a long time, like 4 years in a sushi restaurant. You know, you would
Wow.
say Italian.
Yeah.
You're working in a sushi
That's
restaurant.
kind of,
It was on the plateau. It was like and I was very busy, and I learned a lot about sushis. I didn't know what it was at first. I did cavalli.
You hadn't even eaten?
Also,
Had you eaten?
no, that was my
No?
first
No?
ever experience when I was there. Was actually when I started there, I was 16 years old. So that was my first time ever trying sushi.
Wow.
And obviously, I tried the chicken one first.
Yeah. Something we're used to.
What's raw fish? Like it was like really against all.
I don't know about that.
I never heard about that. Eating raw fish. But and I really enjoyed it, and I learned all of these different types of makis and all these names and the culture, Japanese culture.
But what I love about Tony, sorry to stop you. What I love about Tony is that honestly, he has a passion for food. He doesn't like to say too much because he's better at a lot of things. You know what I mean? That's what he thinks. That's what he
humble.
thinks.
He's
right?
humble.
He's
Tony.
too humble.
He's too humble.
But I mean, the guy, it's all about service with Tony. It's all about making the person. He always has a connection with the person he's talking to, and that's what I love about Tony. The clients, our clients, they really appreciate his customer service. It's to die for. He'll really
and that's important,
accommodate.
right?
Yeah, that's very, of course, important. He'll accommodate every specific client to their needs. That's what's important to me, because you know what I mean. I'm mostly in the kitchen. I can't deal with that, and Tony has my back.
Yeah, because I think
we have each other's back.
Yeah,
that's what it comes
that's
down
important, especially when you're partners in a business, in a startup. That's the word that they use nowadays. But it's very important to have that charisma with each other and that connection with each other.
Obviously, sometimes we, because he's the chef, right? But I'm like, okay, tell me what to do. Like, what do I need to do? Because I'm there.
I'll do it. I'll just do
right?
it.
It's our thing.
Tell me what to do.
And he's like, do like this. I'm like, but we should do like we were making a soup for a client, and I'm like, man, it would be good to put a bit of basil in there, right? He's like, no, I gotta put it at the end. So I'm like, well, while he turned around, I just shoved a few basil leaves in there. He's like, and then without him noticing it, then he noticed. He's like, did you put some basil in it? And he starts taking out I goes, you see, it becomes dark when you put it too soon. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right, man. So all these little tricks. He's very good at that, and he knows all these.
You're more of a trial and error, and he has the experience.
Yeah, he knows already. What I mean? Like, I don't believe him. I gotta see it. Like,
you gotta see why.
I gotta see why. And sometimes, like, And we did a lot of hours together, and maybe that's gonna be one of your questions.
Okay, before we get into that, so let's get into how this idea came into fruition. How you guys obviously we've all been friends for a long time. You guys have been friends for a long time, and maybe this idea has been brought up in a certain time. But when did this become like, okay, we're doing this?
You want to take this one?
Yeah, I would say like 3 months ago.
Okay.
Maybe was it about 3 months? I would say in the middle of the second lockdown. Now I'm not sure of the dates because we've been working so many hours, and I lost track of time.
Yeah, it's normal.
But we're like, you know what? I gotta give it to Frank for this one, because we're like, we had the idea. And there was a Saturday afternoon, and I was about to not do it. I'm like, fuck, do I really want to?
You needed that push, that push.
After a long week of work.
Anyways, he calls me. He's like, listen, I need this. We're gonna have to do this because now, because of the lockdown, I'm not working at the restaurant no more. He just got laid off, and he's like, you know what? We gotta do something, and you gotta let me know because I'm not fucking around, man.
I got a family here.
I got a family, 2 kids. Are we doing this or what? I'm like, fuck this. Let's do this. I'm like, let me call you in half an hour, and we got together and we started talking about our plan,
writing stuff
down, and we did mainly everything by Skype and FaceTimes, because of the restrictions and all the regulations, And I can't believe that we actually
got this far.
We got this far, and we started a business by phone, man.
So things started moving fast.
We actually met only maybe a month or 5 weeks after our first date. That was we had to meet. You know what?
Face to face is always
we
good.
We had to meet. We follow the COVID regulations, but we had to meet.
I think that was the toughest part. That was just the meat.
yeah. But once we get together, we get so much work done. Like it's like
the productivity moves fast.
Times 10.
I want to get into a bit that process of when you guys got together and started writing things down. How was it? How did you guys decide? Okay, what kind of food we're gonna make? What's gonna be our style? What's gonna be our customers we're going after? I don't know if you guys are understanding the type of, because catering you could do many stuff, but you guys have a little style that is your own. Can you talk to me a bit about what the signature catering? What's the style, the unique that separates you guys from the other ones?
Listen, us, we didn't really. I'll let Frank talk about this in 2 minutes, but like us, we didn't really go for a style. Us, what we decided is whatever we decide to make, it's a guarantee that has to be the best food you ever tried. With that, so we have a bit of everything because he has a lot of background in different restaurants. Yeah. So he's able to make different dishes, and everything is top, man, top. And
I could attest to that.
Obviously, we have our backgrounds, and we throw a bit of that Sicilian spice and that Calabrese spice, you know.
Yeah.
But I'll let Frank
tell us a bit about that, Frank. How that process came to fruition of you guys talking about this. Okay, what type of food we're gonna make? What do we want people to know us as?
So basically, what we wanted to do is, like Tony said, give the best product that we can. I mean, just to give you an example, if I need a piece of celery, I'm gonna go to the market. I'm gonna shop local first of all. If I need a piece of meat, I'm going to my local butcher. He's gonna cut me up the exact piece to the gram of what I need, and basically minimizing our costs also, because we're in a pandemic. We can't start investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in a restaurant. Mm-hmm. Like, this year just in Canada, there's over 12,000 restaurants that closed down, which is terrible. My heart goes out to them. That's for sure.
It's livelihoods.
I understand that. That's families. Those are real people. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So what we wanted to do is try to get the best produce for us, the best meats, the best fish, and try to give it at a reasonable rate, which was very hard. Not calculating our work. I mean, we just started, you know what I mean? So we're not going to start calculating the hours that we do. No. If you do that, you're in the wrong business.
I agree 100%.
I'm not going to calculate it took me an hour and a half to make a lasagna. No, I put my love. It takes hours and hours to do that. It's not the point. The point is bringing the stuff to the client that they need, what they want. Today, what they want is like lunch boxes. We have our lunchbox menu. You have your 5 entrees with your 5 meals. At extremely low price. We're like under $9 a portion, I think, though, something like that.
Yeah, when you get the family bundle, you actually get the best rate.
So depending on the family bundle, you
get the best
which changes every week.
We can say,
you know what,
$9 portion is about $9, $10.
Look, I don't want to mention other restaurants, but I'll mention McDonald's. Like you go to McDonald's and
you'll get a big.
I'm not comparing yourself to McDonald's.
But it costs me $13.
$13, and you won't eat healthy. And instead,
and it won't be as good.
Make sure that it's fresh. You know how we make sure that it's fresh? Because we get our orders during the week, and 2 days or sometimes even the day before, we go shopping for the food.
Yeah, so it's fresh.
And we make our list, and we get our stuff fresh at the best places, and we don't cheap out with the produce, because we know that gives the best quality.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm really not shy to say it that.
No, it's important, actually, I find, because like I was speaking to Frank before we went on air, when you have a restaurant, you buy inventory, right? And then you have to sell that food with clients coming in. Right. Or calling,
right?
And then what happens if you don't sell all that food? You're stuck by maybe throwing away inventory,
sometimes,
and then losing money and
we don't waste food.
Going in exactly.
With a
you get an order, you go buy, and you make.
That's what our clients appreciate too, because I got some feedback that they really appreciate the fact that we don't waste. We buy fresh, we buy what we need, and it's a guaranteed fresh produce.
And it's recognized in the taste. Yeah.
I'm happy that we're talking about taste, and you mentioned McDonald's. what I was telling Tony, I said this, I think last week, we were talking about this, and I'm like, you know what I really freaking love about McDonald's? He's like, McDonald's, Frank, I'm surprised you even said that. You don't even eat. I go, yeah, but sometimes I get that taste, for McDonald's.
That urge, yeah.
That urge. All it is that same taste. I mean, they get you on the taste.
Yes.
And it's constant. It's always the same thing. If you go to McDonald's, you get a Big Mac, you know exactly what it tastes like.
Yeah.
And when you come to Signature and you order from us and a lasagna, you know exactly what it tastes like.
Very well
It's
said,
the same price. It's the same taste. It's the same thing.
You'll get that craving for that thing because it's so good that you're like, oh my God, that's so good. And wow, let's say I have a family of 4 at home. Wow, we order a family bundle. It comes out to $9-10 each. That cost me. Plus,
You'll have some for lunch.
Exactly. I'm sure because we're Europeans.
I see it.
We're Europeans.
We're
so
used to that, yeah.
we're used to having leftovers and everything we go. Try to come for a Thanksgiving.
Sometimes we get into arguments, but arguments like about the portions, because we're both like
heavy eaters.
Heavy eaters. I'm like, man, I don't know if this is enough. But it is enough.
Yeah.
It is enough. I see it.
For us, we might think it's not enough because, like I said, we're Europeans and we're used to this family eating orientation. But people, well, actually, at least in my experience and from what the feedback that I've heard from you guys, people have been having leftovers.
Yeah.
So that's always good because that helps them save in time. Especially nowadays, parents don't have much time. They're always on the run. So if they could have a nice family meal, a supper with their kids and everything, and then have a few days that they could do their lunches for the kids to go to school. From that, they save time.
And also, we'll never serve something, even if we made it 10 times, without tasting it again. We'll make sure that what goes in that box, it's good.
It has to be good to you guys before you send that out.
We have to agree on that it's the bomb. And then we put it in the box and we send it.
Yeah, I told
Tony. And we'll restart.
I told Tony, I said, I hope you love our company. And he's like, what do you mean, Frank? I said, well, I hope you really believe in us. And he's like, of course, Frank. What are you talking about? Francesco, what do you mean? And I said, well, you're going to eat Signature catering for the rest of your life. And he's like, well, you know what? I'm okay with that.
We're actually talking about that because I need a few lunches.
To bring to work, right?
Yeah. Everybody's around me is eating Signature and I still...
You still did it.
Because we have to... those are their details we need to work out. How do we make ourselves lunches?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's good for both of you. It helps you out to eat something at work where you don't lose your time. You could use that time.
Actually, I got a question like that from
at work. Yeah?
He's like, how come you don't need your own food, bro? I'm like, soon I will, because we're working things out. How do we make ourselves lunches and make it fair? Because it is a business.
Of course.
It is a business.
Because for example, like you work in the construction industry right now, and you work hard all day. Let's put that out.
Like now I'm starving.
Starving. I'm sure you are. So maybe let's say when you're doing the day before, you're preparing your lunch, you spend half an hour preparing your lunch for the next day. Hey, what happens if you could use that time to put it in your business, making phone calls, go on Facebook, promoting your company? That all works. At the end of the day, that all works together to advance the business.
Yeah,
guys, I'm really liking this conversation till now. So let's continue. I want to go into a bit of the home style cooking that you guys offer, the Nonna style, like Frank brought up before. Explain to me, like we all understand, us Portuguese or Italians, grandmothers, we all love our grandmother's cooking. And how do you transpose that and offer that style to your customers?
Okay, so I'm going to say 3 words that Tony's probably going to laugh about this because we talk about this all the time. Carrot, celery, onion.
Yes. I get it.
Every base to a good sauce, a good... like I said, I worked in haute cuisine.
Don't start giving our tricks.
Don't start giving our recipe. No, like I said, I bring that old school French cuisine, you know what I mean? I bring that to my home style cooking, you know what I mean? And like I said, I've worked in different kind of...
he's a great chef.
Different kind of restaurants too, I bring in that Spanish, I bring in that Thai, I bring in it's all different styles of cooking, but I'll make whatever I'm cooking. Let's say I'm making an Italian dish, obviously I'm Italian, I'm gonna put that flair, but I'm bringing in those French cuts in there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not just butched and thrown in a thermal mixer and here we go, shoot the sauce out. No. Like we take the time to like do everything. Do the care.
And you know what I think also it's because it's some recipes, or I wouldn't really say recipes, but I would say like our style of cooking, it comes from generations to generations to generations. So you can't really learn that, man. It's like in your blood.
It's in your blood.
Oh, that's it. It's like it's in our DNA. Like you can't. It comes from the old town, man. Like and then my grandmother taught. Let's say my mom taught me, and Frank as well. So it's like you can't. It's
kind of a tradition.
Years in the making.
Years in the making.
Years in the making. It's like a.
So the same
like
way,
our arancines. They're so good. And
can we say that's a signature specialty?
Oh yeah.
You can say that because we have one that Frank. We have the authentic Sicilian arancini.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
But Frank is like, let's make also the truffle arancini. I'm like, oh, you sure, man? I never really tried it though. I don't know. Okay,
What's truffle for people that? Because
Frank,
c'est quoi,
you're the chef.
un feuilleté?
No, it's mushrooms.
Okay.
It's a mushroom base. Basically, you find this in only specific places, and why it's so expensive is because you need special pigs and dogs to go and find this. That's why it's this expensive. Yeah, not many people know this. You know what I mean? So you got your white truffles, your black truffles. It's all different kinds,
Okay.
But now today they have like the truffle oil. You got to watch out with that because sometimes they got that fake stuff going on.
Okay, yeah.
You got
I'm sure people try to cut corners.
They cut corners a little bit, so you got to watch out on that. You got to always read the labels. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But us usually we always shop local. But like for specific things that we need, Italian things, we'll always go. I mean, like to our roots,
to the neighborhood bakery or butcher.
Where they have the special imports.
We have our specialties because you know what I mean. It's there. Might as well use them.
Yeah. So. Not to make any publicity for anybody.
We go shopping together also, man. We choose our...
that must be so fun.
You would die. You would
so
die. You should carry this microphone and follow us, bro. You would get 1 million views. It's guaranteed. Man, we're like looking at the onions, smelling it. Like we're trying not to touch.
Imagine the people looking at us as well.
Yeah.
Like you guys are
two
going
grown
up and
mans
down.
with the carriage.
I'm sure that would be a sight to be seen.
Try to find the best food.
Okay. That's interesting, this story about the truffle, because that's something that we don't... I didn't know. I don't know what that is. I've heard that word before, and I think I've seen it when I went to a restaurant and looked at a menu, but I didn't know what that was. And maybe some people here listening also might have some questions about that style. How can we call that? Gastronomy.
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 It's a delicacy.
Delicacy, exactly. That's the word I was looking for, Tony. Thank you. It's a delicacy. You guys have any, without giving away any of your secret tricks, but do you have any other things that people that like this type of eating out or eating this delicacy type food? Do you guys have anything else in your menu that you offer like that?
Our signature
specialties.
We have our signature chili.
Yes.
That, man. When we made it, we're like, oh my god, man. We might put other places.
Should we start just a chili?
Should you just start chili? Should just do signature chili, and that's it.
Well, that could be actually.
That was so good, man.
That could be a possibility later on, like as years go by, or maybe even
for
months.
Fun. Maybe a food truck. That's
no, but I mean, you have your own chili that you make, and then you sell it in grocery stores, but it's yours. That you go offer in grocery stores.
There's so many projects.
Expansions, expansions.
For now,
let's not get ahead of ourselves.
For now, we're going day by day. We're thinking.
But I said that because I've tasted Frank's chili, and it is amazing. Like I'm trying to find a better word than amazing. I can't find it, but it's definitely amazing. So I know where this can go, but. Like I said, let's not get ahead of ourselves, you know. Talk to us a bit about the preparation into. You guys just launched, right? Not too long ago. February 7th, right?
7th,
for Super Bowl.
Super
you guys
Bowl
had
weekend.
some orders. tell me a bit about the orders that went out. What type of food were people ordering, and what type of food were you guys offering?
Well, we had a Super Bowl bundle, which included chili. We had homemade tortilla chips. Homemade. Everything is homemade, basically, almost everything.
Yeah, you showed me the pictures. Everything was homemade. That's important, actually.
We had the guacamole. Like we make our own. We braise our own beef. We make it.
You guys marinate it or spice it out of it.
Sour cream also.
Wow, that's so good.
That was fantastic.
And from the feedback that you guys got, from
Tony, c'était bon en tabarnak. That's. I got a lot of those. I got a lot of those. C'était bon en tabarnak. Ça. C'était quoi? C'était quoi? Orangey? C'était bon.
Yeah. They can't pronounce it, but they love it.
No. They really like it, and yes, I love to hear that. When I hear say bon en tabarnak, I mean we're going in the right way.
No, but everything's cooked to perfection. I mean, I don't want to talk big about myself there, but come on, man. I mean, we have a lot of stuff cuit sous vide pendant 36 hours, 36 hours of cuisson. I mean, you're talking, it's a lot of work, you know what I mean? I'm not The Rock here. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to give you this motivational speech, but I mean, if you really want and you put your ideas to work and you just put that love, it's all about that love today. That's what's missing in all the food.
And
passion.
And life in general, actually. It's all about passion and the work you put into your craft.
And what
right?
I say,
it's the work you put into your craft that makes it that much better. That makes people appreciate
what? We could
your
be
work.
like, because me and Frank, we know each other for a long time now, but we did vacations together. We did chillings together. But we worked together a few times also, but we never were partners. And you know what? While we're working, there'll be those arguments, and we'll we'll get mad at each other. But
it makes us stronger every time.
But you know what? It's quickly forgotten, and we don't even remember what happened. Why? You know?
That's funny you say
we even
that
laugh
because
about it.
We even laugh about it after.
Of course.
And and 12 hours.
That's what it is.
Let's say we spend 12 hours together, cooking and preparing for our customers. The time passes so quick, man.
Yeah.
So quick. Where we run out of time. We're always looking at that watch, like how much time do we have
it's
left?
already been 3 hours we're here.
How much time do we have left? Okay, we have,
It's interesting you talk to me about that because preparing for this interview, I wanted to ask you guys to tell us a bit of an anecdote or something that happened, because eventually it's bound to happen. When you guys spend so much time together, bickering is gonna happen.
There's so many.
Is there a funny story or an anecdote you can tell us of something, without getting too much into details, but of a funny story when you guys got into an argument or a funny bickering at each other?
You got this one?
No, you got
I have a lot, but I don't want to make us look bad there.
Maybe you skip down.
It's a lot of little bickering. You know what I mean? It's all in good fun.
It's what we call busting balls.
So I remember at the beginning, like I said, we started. Maybe it's already 4 years we've been doing this. Like we only had our private clientele, our friends, family, word to mouth kind of thing. Now we
started to go public.
Commercial, residentiel. I mean, now we're there. You know, we're at this point. But before, I remember it was a Friday night. Okay, listen to this. It was a Friday night, and I had 35 orders, and I'm like, usually I do 20 a week. Now we're at 35. I'm like, this is a lot now. They were big orders. They weren't little $20 orders. I mean, they were big $500 orders. I have 35 to do, okay? So I gotta make my fresh sauce. Like I said, we make everything fresh the same day, and we deliver it. It's fresh on your doors. Anyways, long story short, I go, Toh, how am I gonna do these 35 orders? He's like, bro, you forgot. We have the place. It's industrial here. It's industrial. So we went to his old place. I swear to God, it was his apartment. I get there, and there's just one little oven. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? There's 2 burners that don't even freaking work. I'm like, how am I supposed to make my? I got to put 6 things on the oven. So you told me it was in the. He goes, yeah, industrial. It's industrial. You know, it's just that Italian mentality. It's like, let's just go with the flow. We'll see when we get there. We're gonna make it. And you know what? We fucking.
It's a podcast. We can swear. But it is like that. Actually, life is like that in general, and that when you're out, you always have to have that mentality that no matter what happens, everything always works out.
It always works out.
So while we're doing it, obviously obstacles are going to come up, little hicks are going to come up.
Hiccups,
but at the end of the day, it always works out, and what you wanted, you're always happy most of the time. Not, I won't say always, but most of the time you're happy with the outcome. And that's important because now we've got to that point of the outcome. So now the launch of the public catering business is done. The launch is done, which is the one where you anticipate the most and you're nervous the most.
Yeah,
but once it's done, it's like a weight off your shoulders. So now it's out there.
Yeah.
So now it's just, let's move forward. And one question I wanted to ask you guys, and that might be important, is can you guys give me an idea of what differentiates you, makes you different for people that might not understand my speaking? What makes you different than the other companies out there? What are you guys pushing? Yeah.
Well,
not in anything. It could be the food. It could be the customer service. It could be everything together.
Well, I mean, like...
That's just I'll just say one thing. Personalized service. Like, you know, we'll take our time with you. Like, if you don't
cater
like
to the person.
Yeah, we cater to the person. We want you to be happy, and we want you to reorder. Yeah. We're not gonna. We just don't want you to order once. It's not a one-time thing. Yeah, exactly. No. Like, we want to get.
We're here for the long haul.
We want to get you for life. So like, we're gonna make sure.
So that person is happy.
You know, like, okay, like an example, like a quick example. We had lasagna last week on our menu, on our family bundle. And one of my clients, he goes, I really want to order the following week. He wanted another family bundle, but he's like, I don't know, man. I really love the lasagna. Can I change one meal? You know what? I always talk to to Frank first, my partner. Well, we accommodate clients.
Yeah.
We accommodate. If we could do it, we'll do it.
Make them comfortable, yeah.
Yeah, if we can do it, we'll do it. I mean, if we can't, we can't, obviously.
Yes, obviously. No.
But if we could do it, we'll do it.
And in this case, we did it. You know, he wanted his special bolognese. We said, oh, you know what? We'll make you your bolognese.
You know.
So he got his bolognese. That's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
If we can do it, we do it. If we can accommodate you, we'll do it.
And that's
all
important,
we want
the
is
customer
you to love the food.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's basically...
Because the customer like that, when you make them feel so that you give them attention, what do you need? What do you want?
Like let me tell you like a fast anecdote. I used to work at the sushi place. Remember I told you at the beginning? And those chefs, those sushi chefs, they're so strict, man. So I used to be a waiter there, right? And sometimes I used to go up to the sushi chef. I will listen. The client, she wants to replace the tuna with the salmon. No. I'm like, come on, bro. She just replace the tuna with the salmon. She just wants the salmon inside. Just put salmon, man. No.
They're strict like that.
Order, yeah. Very strict, very strict. The menu is the menu, and that's it. It might work out for some places.
Yeah.
But that's just not the way we roll. We want the clients to be happy, and if we could accommodate, we'll do it. If we can't, we'll be
Obviously,
honest.
If it's something
we'll be
impossible,
straight honest with them.
No,
listen, we can't change it this week. This is what it is. If you want, you could. If you want something else, you could have it as an extra. You know, like you could always order it on the side.
So me, what I find honestly that makes us different is don't forget it's catering, right? So it's not like a restaurant. You're ordering from a restaurant. The food is coming straight to your house. It's hot. You're paying that big price, but that food is cooked, okay? And the way it comes to your house, that's the way it is. Yeah. And most of the time, let's be honest, that restaurant food, it's not the best. It comes here. It's not like you're sitting there and now we're in a different era. I mean, like almost an era. It's already been over a year. We're in this COVID situation. I mean, people, they want to have that restaurant experience, that hotel experience, but they don't want to see what's that picture on the menu. They want to eat that picture on the menu.
They want to taste it.
They want to taste that picture. So when they open that box and the food is there, it's 100% ready. All you do, whatever you want. Even in the microwave, we had comments. J'ai jeté ça dans le micro-ondes, c'était écœurant. Like, that's what you want.
Yeah,
you want them to eat with their eyes. As soon as they open the thing, they're already watering their mouth.
We have a lot of plates that you could be eaten cold too. Like we have some very different salads.
Well, that's actually interesting that you
have
talk
healthy
about
food
that.
Also.
Because I was thinking about this a few weeks ago. how it's difficult. You know, let's say, for example, you do takeout or now Uber Eats in this new thing where, let's say, I'll use the example of Portuguese chicken, right?
Okay.
That's easy. You know, you go take out there, bang, you bring it home. Chicken is not that much a thing. But in a delicacy restaurant, it's hard. Let's say you go to Elena.
Yes.
It's hard to get takeout or eat at home after half an hour that you bring it. It's not the same thing.
First of all, you gotta drive half an hour from Selena to go get it.
Exactly, and then half an hour to come, and then half an hour to come back. Where the food's already done, it's in your car. You're on the drive back. You're not eating it.
I'm confident enough.
Hot out of the kitchen. You know.
I'm confident enough. How do you deal with that? I'm confident enough to say that you could order anything on our menu, and if it's something that you're gonna reheat, it's gonna be
just as good.
Just as good.
Because we anticipated that time that you're gonna put in the oven, you gotta put in the microwave. We anticipated the whole situation. We put ourselves in their shoes.
We won't overcook something. We know that you're gonna have to reheat it. So like we cook it to perfection, knowing that you'll have to.
If you eat it at that moment, it'll be just as good as if you reheat it the next day.
Exactly. We anticipated the reheating time. So that's what differentiates.
And that's important, especially in this business. I think it's important.
I think that's what separates us from the rest.
That's a very, very good answer to that. I wanted to get into a bit, because this is a bit early in your business, but in my research that I was doing, preparing for this interview, I saw an interesting statistic, okay? That 94 to 80% of the people now, especially now in this COVID period, shop and order their stuff on the internet.
Yes, online.
How you guys want to, or your timeline basically, and maybe, because I know we've talked about this before, maybe a website. I'm sure you guys are interested in opening a website, no?
We're actually in the works for that.
Because it's much easier for you guys after... Okay, we know that Uber...
Well, I'll be straight honest. We're not at that point yet of website and apps and all that, where we want to keep that personal...
Yeah, that link with the client.
That link with the client.
That closeness,
Yes, but you could always just text or text us on the messenger or text us email.
Instagram,
I do a lot of
Facebook.
emails. So a lot of orders, actually, almost all the orders, I just communicated with the person by email.
Through email, it's super easy,
Yeah, very easy.
Okay, so for people that are listening, let's give them a step-by-step look into how it would be if I'm a client and I want to order or place an order from Signature Catering. Okay, I go on your Facebook page.
Yeah,
right?
You can go right now.
I'm on it right now as we're speaking. Okay, so we have your weekly family bundle.
Right.
5 meals for 4 people.
5 meals, 4 people. Yes.
Okay, $9 per portion.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the lasagna, poulet pané et salade César, escalope de veau. Ooh, that's au citron et légumes sautés. Oof.
You got the veal
scallop. Getting me hungry just talking about this.
I'm starving, bro.
Starving.
The rigatoni à la norma.
Yes.
Can you explain a bit what
that's actually a Sicilian recipe.
Mm-hmm.
It's made with you got the aubergine and the eggplants. You just gotta braise them really slowly in the sauce. You just saute them very lightly and then braise in the sauce slowly. It takes me about 3 to 4 hours for that sauce. And then I just finish with my fresh rigatoni. I toss it in the sauce, a little bit of pasta water, get all the feels going.
Always al dente.
Parmigiana, we got always al dente. Because like we said, we anticipate that cooking time.
Yeah.
It happened also, sorry, I'm just going to say a fast thing. It happened once, we're giving an order and Tony's he's the taste tester, let me tell you. He's always got to try everything. Even if he knows and he trusts me, he's always got to give I don't know if it's just because he's hungry or what. But he goes and he tastes the pasta and he's like, wow. He's like, this is really al dente though. He's like, usually I cook it a little. I go, Toy, you forgot. You gotta anticipate the time that people are gonna shoot. They're gonna shoot it in the oven. They're gonna put it in the microwave. I go, you got that extra time of cuisson. You got an extra 1 or 2 minutes extra cuisson of the pasta itself. Yeah. And he's like, wow, it's true. And we did a test and we're like, he's like, Frank, I gotta say you're right, man. I gotta give it to you.
So that was rigatoni alla norma.
Alla norma.
Well, in the last plate in this family bundle is ragout de macreuse et riz.
Macreuse, yes.
Macreuse, sorry. What is ragout de macreuse?
So it's a very delicate piece of the beef. People don't usually know about this. It's actually one of the most expensive cuts. Filet Mignon, everyone's big on the Filet Mignon today. Everyone's like, Filet Mignon, it's the best. It's the best cut. It's very good. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, the macreuse is the most juiciest piece of the beef. It's so underrated. And I told this to Tony. I said, you know what? It might be a little extra coin, but it's worth it. The client is really going to appreciate this, you know? And we don't cut our meat with other stuff. And you know exactly what you're getting. It's macreuse de boeuf. You got to Google it. This is the new thing.
I see a picture here and it looks pretty delicious, let me tell you. What are these little things there? It's potatoes that...
Yeah, it's like a ragu. You got the potatoes, carrots going on. Like I said before, you got the carrots, celery, onion. You know, it's the base of every...
Wow, it looks like for lasagna, what is the portion of lasagna? It's a one portion for one person?
Yeah, it's a one portion for one person.
It's one portion for a hungry person.
For a hungry person.
Yeah.
It's like...
if you weigh 100 pounds, you'll eat it in 3 times.
Look, just in dimensions, because we actually measure all our stuff. We try to do that so that obviously we can...
Everything's equal.
We can have everything equal for everybody. Nobody gets extra. You're not going to call me and say, well, you know what, Tony got, as an example, Tony got an extra piece than me. No.
Or tell me last time was bigger. You will never hear that.
No, never.
So it's always the same, man.
We got what we have, it's a 4x4x4 dimension. It's 4 inches by 4 inches by 4 inches high. That's how we work. It's one piece of lasagna. It could almost feel like we had that guy the other day. What did he say? I ate with my family. They had one piece for two. They had 2 sons, so they had one piece for 2. Because then my wife and I had a piece each. There was an extra piece. I brought it for lunch. There was, you know what I mean?
See, it's served for another purpose for another following day.
Yeah.
Now we have weekly menu for 2 at 120.
Yeah.
So this is
basically it's the same menu.
We had the demand.
We had the demand. So because not everybody's like 4 people, or they're not like all families. So we wanted to offer the same options,
but not for 4
for
people.
2 people.
Yeah.
At the same food, actually.
Yeah.
So,
at a reasonable price.
At a reasonable price.
Yeah.
We try to make it fair.
But I'm sure with all this food that you have here, which is basically the same food in the other one, but for two, I'm sure you have more than enough than for just that one day. You have here lasagna.
Depends
the same thing,
who
basically.
eats it, right? But yes.
If it's me and you eating, we're probably gonna eat.
If it's me and you eating, we're probably gonna finish that.
We accommodate the client. So if we're serving for 2, we're serving for 2 hungry beasts.
Yeah.
We're serving for 4. We're serving for 4 hungry beasts.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it makes
we can't cut corners
sense.
because we got this far going this way. We're not gonna.
Because it's always more. It's always better to have more than to
exactly.
Miss out,
and you know what? Like my father said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Okay. Now we're going to talk about upcoming event that it's important for, especially in this COVID time, where a lot of couples are stuck at home.
Oh man, I feel bad.
That they can't go. A husband can't take his wife to go out eat to a restaurant, which I find is very sad. But anyways, we'll leave that for another time. Your Valentine's Day menu, which it's coming in 4 days, and if people want to have this restaurant experience of taking their wife to the restaurant, but having it at home, a little romantic, set up your table, put a little candle, a little glass of wine, and you guys offer minestrone, fresh mozzarella, correct me if I'm not pronouncing it right,
fresh mozzarella,
and tomatoes, coco, salmon, cannoli. Okay.
For dessert.
Minestrone. For people that are not Italian, minestrone is a soup, right?
Yes, minestrone. It's a soup. It's a pretty much
a mix of vegetables cooked together, and
in a broth.
Yeah. Basically, the story came from back in the day in Italy. It's when they didn't have a lot of money, they used to do una minestra. That's what they used to call it, and it was all the scraps of all their vegetables. They used to throw it in a soup. But us, like I said,
poor back then.
Because they were poor, they didn't have money. So you know what? Whatever we have left, those little, you're making a sauce. You have that little piece of onion left. They used to save it. And that was their soup.
That's how they made their soup.
That's how they made their soup. They throw in a few potatoes, a bit of tomato sauce.
It's a very popular soup.
I've eaten it many times.
So we take that idea and we cook it to perfection. We put that love instead of having scraps. Well, you're having the fresh ingredients. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this coco a la salmon.
Coco salmon, yeah.
Coco salmon, sorry. What is that? Because I guess fresh mozzarella and tomatoes, everybody knows what that is.
Yeah.
But coco salmon, tell us a bit
salmon,
about
that's
coco
actually
salmon.
that's actually an old.
Actually, fresh mozzarella, it's not the block of cheese. It's the ball of cheese. It's a
full ball. It's a full ball of cheese of mozzarella fresh in the liquid. That's how we get it.
Yeah.
That's how we receive it. It's
But how do you present it on a plate? How does it look? Like, I mean, like, what is mozzarella and tomatoes?
Sliced.
We have it already sliced for you. We have the fresh tomatoes, tomate en vigne. So we have the heirloom tomatoes. We have the tomatoes on a vine. We cut it all.
Are you guys hungry yet?
We have them sliced perfectly in the plate. We got some fresh basil. We got some small tomatoes, cherry tomatoes that we throw in there, already mixed and everything seasoned. Everything's ready to eat.
Best
fresh
balsamic
basil
vinegar you can get, and the best olive oil.
We make our own balsamic reduction.
And olive oil is very important. Huh?
Yeah.
The olive oil is fresh Sicilian olive oil. What I could say it as a word, when you look at it, it's golden. You know that golden look,
yes.
that golden taste.
I know exactly what you're
talking
about.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So anyways, I just want to go back to the coco salmon. It's an old recipe, a Thai recipe that I received when I was working at Ha. It was Mr. Ha that made this thing. And what he did is he had a nice marinade. I cook it differently. I put my spin on it. But it's his kind of recipe. What he does is... what I do differently, he just grills the salmon, and I use sort of the same marinade. I put my touch on it, so it's cooking in my thermal circulateur. I pull it out, then I finish it in the oven just to get that crispiness on the top, and then what I do is I reduce my coconut milk. I reduce it, and you got that on top, so it gives you that milky butteriness to the salmon. Finish with a bit of sesame seeds toasted, black and white to perfection. You got that fresh coriander. It's just to die for.
So if you notice, we don't really have we have that Thai
style, huh?
Thai style. Then you have the minestrone, and you have the Sicilian touch
mix
at
of
the end with the
everything. Wow.
cannoli. You
Yeah.
can't.
And who doesn't like cannolis, right?
Yeah, the shells. I gotta be honest. We buy the shells.
Leave the gun, take the cannoli.
But it's our own ricotta we made, our own sweet ricotta.
And ricotta is an important ingredient in Italian cuisine.
Yes. We use it in very different recipes.
We make our own ricotta.
Many recipes, right?
You could have it in dessert, or you could have it.
Now you guys have
in
two other big pages on your. I'm not gonna get into it now because we're a bit short on time. But you guys have for lunch boxes and for companies that have workers and that want to order these lunch boxes. All the information and all the menu for these lunch boxes is on the Facebook page.
Yes.
Traiteur Signature Catering, right?
Yes.
If you look for it, it's better.
On Facebook, it's Traiteur Signature.
Traiteur Signature, okay.
Yes.
So for everybody listening, if you go to Traiteur Signature on Facebook, you will find all the information for menus and for lunchbox options for your companies and for your services or for your parties or small gatherings or birthday parties you guys want to do. And if you guys want to, for any other things or any other questions you guys have, we'll have at the end of this video, at the end of this podcast, I'll put up the phone numbers for the people for you guys to call. If you guys have any questions about any inquiries you guys have about ordering something or what they can do for you, I'm sure they'll be able to accommodate you.
And also, if you mention, do we mention the 10% discount?
Yes, yeah. Well, okay. Well, we can mention it now.
No,
so
you know what? I love being straight honest.
Yeah.
I was always against discounts because you know what? We don't need to, but for your listeners, for you and your listeners,
and I appreciate
because
that.
we will never do it again, and I swear.
So, guys, this is the deal, and it's a deal that will only happen once. So, listen to this. If you guys call the number that's gonna appear at the end of this podcast, and you guys mention that you've heard from them from listening to the Costa and Friends podcast. Now you have to mention that you've heard about them on the Costa and Friends podcast. You will have a 10% discount on the order that you make.
Yeah, 10%. Let's do it.
So 10%, guys.
Yeah,
we're good.
We're good.
So guys, you guys call. Don't forget to mention Costa and Friends podcast, and you guys have 10% on the order you guys make. All right. So to end this podcast, I have a little game I want to play.
Okay.
Okay.
I like games.
basically I did some research on some qualities for catering companies or people that are involved in the catering business, and some qualities that some people need to have. And the game I want to play is basically we're going to name the qualities, and you guys tell me which one fits better that certain quality. Okay?
Okay.
So, the must-have qualities for catering or to start the catering business. Okay? We'll start with attention to detail. They say is very important.
Yes.
Where would it fit? Who's more attentive to the details here in this team right here?
I want to say me.
No, because you know what it is. If you know what it is, no. First of all, we complete each other. Like whatever I'm missing, he's got it. Whatever he's missing,
yes.
But I mean,
For the fun of the game.
Service-wise, he's got it on lock. I would never be able to do a better job myself.
So
attention to detail, food.
That's what I was about to say. Maybe
you got your
the
boyfriend.
attention to detail towards the customer. Tony has.
Tony.
Attention to detail towards the cooking. You have.
Francesco.
That's a perfect answer.
And
Everybody's
I
happy.
love the
Everybody
feedback
wins.
from our customers.
And it's very important.
I
that
love
too.
it. Like
I love
That
it.
too. That
it
if
gets us, makes us better. I mean, the client is always right. The customer is always right.
Yes, they say that. They say that, and there was a time where I didn't believe that, but now I definitely believe that. And if I'm not here to give advice, and this is not my interview, but if I could only give one advice in this interview, is read the comments, read the feedback,
Yes.
answer back,
Yes.
make the client feel listened to.
Oh my
That's,
god.
Because that's automatic that they liked it.
Of course.
That's automatic, because or else they would eat it and then send you saying, bro, or they wouldn't even call you actually.
Or
They wouldn't
say
even call you.
nothing.
Yeah.
Or say
It
nothing,
never
exactly.
happens.
But if they're eating it, then
Never
they...
happens, eh?
No, never.
Yeah.
They always send us the picture.
But look at this fucking, this is fucking amazing.
We're eating your salmon.
Stick c'est bon, le gros
But you
big.
know what? In a way, for me as a chef, it really sucks. Because I wish
You
it
want
could
that
be like,
feedback,
I
yeah.
want that
Yeah.
negative feedback.
That
Because,
constructive criticism.
because I'd be like, oh, okay, this is what I'm doing wrong. It can't be that I'm doing all this right, everything right, everything
It's true that.
everything right.
And that's
It
why
can't
I'm
be.
saying, that feedback is important. It is very
Sometimes I
important.
make him freak out. I go, oh, I got a feedback. I'll get back to you in an hour.
So let him on the suspense of it.
Let it marinate.
But I suggest you guys ask your customers and your clients to leave comments on your Facebook page.
please.
So like that, it's not only good for you, but it's good for the guys, the people that go get informed on the page and see their potential customers, right?
Anything. I
They
mean,
go-
anything, even to the smallest detail.
Yeah,
I would love
exactly.
it. That's why we're here. That's why we're here.
Okay, so next quality for a thing is has the biggest ability to organize. Who organizes stuff? Who's like minuscule in organizing things? Like who's everything has to be organized.
I say that because I think a lot. My brain just rolls 24/7, even when I'm sleeping. Even when I'll call this guy 6 in the morning. Like,
I have an idea.
okay, we gotta go.
Write it down.
We gotta go get that extra. We gotta go get that. He goes, well, you couldn't call me at 8:00. Because I was been thinking about it for 4 hours already. So
I was gonna call you at 3 in the morning, but I waited till 6, so be happy that I waited till 6.
without saying that he's very good at organizing. Actually, when it comes to cooking.
No, I mean, I got a lot on my plate too. I got the kids too. I got a life too. You know what I mean? I'm a human being.
You've adapted.
I've adapted, but you know what I mean. Tony's got that. It's Tony.
Okay, that's
The timing also. I'm never like I hate being late. Like if I say a time,
you're
make sure.
How did they say? What's the word?
I'd rather be honest with the person. Like listen, you're
punctual.
Yeah, you won't get it later than this. But most probably
you don't
before.
want to pass that,
but
yeah. You want to keep your word, because if I know one thing about you,
Yeah, Tony's a man of
is
his
you're
word.
a man of your word.
Yeah.
Your word is very important to you. So that's interesting too. Okay, let's move on to the ability, which is another quality, is very important. Ability to communicate with others. Who's the communicator, the PR guy? Who's good to like sell the business?
look, I'm good with clients and managing and organizing. But I gotta say that my boy Frank here, he's like he just has the
I can agree with
charisma.
that.
He has that charisma.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean? He's like
the perfect word to use is charisma, bro. That I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Frank definitely has that charisma, and if ever, let's say you guys,
I'm down to business, you know what I mean? Like, but he's got
what's
that.
the serious stuff? Put on the table. What do we need to
What are we
resolve?
Doing?
What are we doing?
What are we doing? What's the problem? How can we resolve it?
But
he's got that charisma.
yeah.
You know?
No, you know what I mean? I'm a people person, but I'm more of a live. Like I need to see you. You need to see my smile. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Tony, don't forget we're in this pandemic now. He's doing everything through emails. He's taking the calls. He's taking the emails, all the stuff. He's doing a fantastic job.
The logistics.
Is
Tony is all into logistics right now. He's making those emails, making those phone calls. But let's say, for example, you guys have a meeting with, let's say when this pandemic is over, let's say, for example, TD Bank, at their offices. They've heard from somebody, word of mouth, these guys do very good food for lunchboxes.
They do
and stuff.
very well for themselves.
We'd like to meet these guys. We'd like to do a once a week thing where these guys will bring.
Listen,
Frank needs to be in that meeting with you because you're the guy, the serious guy that's going to keep everything.
Tony is selling the menu.
Line. Exactly.
I agree.
You sell the.
I could say
the personality.
Either he could go, I could go. Like we trust.
But wouldn't both of you
100%.
guys be important in that? Because you guys, like you said, complement each other.
Obviously, you get both of us in front of your face, you're gonna order.
You're sold.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But
that's what I wanted to hear.
But if I got other stuff to do,
if God forbid, knock on wood, I break my leg, I'm in the hospital. I mean, Tony's got to go to the business meeting. I have no problem with that. Let's put it like that.
Okay,
or either
okay.
you know what I mean.
That's completely fair. Okay, and the last question, ability or quality, should I say? The love for people and food, which I think this separates you guys perfectly, because you both have that love for people and food, and I think that's important. And the preciseness and the care you guys put into taking care, like you said, the careness that he has
Listen, Costa,
for talking to people.
From the time, I'm sorry to interrupt. From the time that we take the order, all the way that when we go buy the food, when we're making it, and when we're plating it, man, if we have to take that extra hour just to make your order, we're gonna take it because
Put your soul into
it has to be perfect.
Oh, yeah.
We, like I said, we don't want you just to order once. You know,
of course,
we want you for life.
You want, exactly.
We want those loyals.
Yeah, you want a ride or die. You need that ride or die client, right?
I always put myself in their shoes too.
And in business, that's very important. Exactly.
I have very high standards.
Like you said, if we have business meetings with TD Bank, if we have a business meeting with whoever it is, that's fine. I mean, we're like you said, we're a business. You know what I mean? We're here. This is what we're doing. But we're here for our clients. We're here for our loyal clients.
The main thing is our clients.
That
They'll feel your down-to-earth
day in
personality.
and day out. They support us. They give us feedback.
Your everyday personality also comes out in this business, which is very, very important.
Exactly.
Okay. So to end this,
You might hit 1 million views with this one.
I think so.
Hit 1 million views.
Okay, to end this interview or this conversation, I rather say, this is type of my signature to segue, a good segue into your name of your business, Signature Catering.
Signature.
My signature question that I always like to end my podcast with is, where do you see this? What's your vision for this?
Man, I see it.
5 years from now.
Look, obviously, I try to keep it day by day, you know.
Yeah.
But
Baby
I
steps.
can't help imagining where this could go. Like I imagine a warehouse where we make the food, big
Grow our
employees.
own produce.
Grow our own produce. Also, a restaurant when this pandemic is done. Sky's the limit. Look,
Yeah,
man,
that's the good mentality.
What's important is that the food
It's always
is
there.
always
Constant.
constant. That is good, and our
Consistency is
customers
very
are
important.
happy, and then the sky's the limit.
And you maybe more in the food aspect of the business. Where do you see this catering business expanding in the food aspect of it?
We live in Montreal, right? Right now, our touch base is in Montreal.
You're talking about multicultural city.
Multicultural, you know what I mean? So, it's not because I'm from Italian background that I can, like I said, make a nice pad thai for you. My kitchen would be, I got my wok, I got my grill, you know, I got my charbon grill, I got my, you know, for the Portuguese, I got the Spanish, I got my paellas going, I got this going, I got that going, I got my pizza oven. Everything is like, how we see in Italian, sistemato.
Tutte cose
Tutte cose sistemate. Everything is regulated. Everything is there for you. What I love about the food business is that there's so many options. There's so much out there that we can do that's not even created yet. I would love to create my own food that doesn't even exist on this planet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And branch that out into my business and into other business, helping other people, creating jobs. You know what I mean?
Maybe we're talking about before. Maybe when you get more stabilized into this business, maybe you can find a bit of time once a week that you can do a YouTube channel where you guys talk about your business and talk about.
We already talked about something that maybe Frank is gonna start also. Maybe giving
advice.
I'll just go ahead and say it. With this all this online stuff and everything is with videos, and a lot of people want to learn how to cook.
Yeah.
We talked about maybe him giving cooking lessons online while preparing our stuff, you know, and it's like
just film it and explaining to the camera what you're doing and how you're doing it while you're preparing your stuff for your customers.
Exactly.
Let's be honest. When you don't know how to make something, where do you go? You go on YouTube.
Yeah.
You
Nowadays,
look,
of course.
You go on Google. What can I do? And you know.
Anything. I'll be honest with you guys. Ever since I have decided to go into this podcasting thing, everything I've learned, 95% of it has come from YouTube. So the potential is there. I've learned how to communicate, have better interviews. I've learned how to write stuff down, how to take notes. Everything I've done has come through YouTube. So that's a potential there for people listening, for people watching, and for you guys to expand your clientele too. Because people that are, let's say somebody's looking to learn how to cook a certain thing. Okay, I want to learn how to do arancinis. Okay, and then he's learning how to do arancinis. He goes on YouTube. He finds you guys catering channel, signature catering YouTube channel. Okay, this guy's teaching us how to do arancinis. Bang, the guy does it at home, and it's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, now I need to do it for 20 people. It's not like me doing it at home. So who do I call? Okay, signature catering.
Yeah, we could get it done.
There's no problem.
And there's always some tricks that I don't know if we can tell you.
No, it's better. Don't tell us your secrets. We don't want to know your secrets because we want to eat your secrets. Guys, I cannot explain to you enough how I appreciate you guys accepting the invitation to come on this podcast.
So happy to be here.
This was a great conversation. I loved it. And I want to say it again. I'm really proud of you guys. You guys, I only wish the success. And I know the success is going to come because I know your dedication. And I know how good you guys are at what you do. And I really appreciate you guys coming on my podcast and giving me a help out too.
We appreciate you.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Costa.
Thank you.
So guys, don't forget, Traiteur Signature, Facebook, Instagram. Is there Instagram?
Of course.
Yeah.
Traiteur Signature Catering on Instagram. And we'll give the phone number 438-763-4717. 4717, guys. And don't forget, mention Costa that you heard about them on Costa and Friends podcast, 10% discount.
And our email is traiteursignaturecatering@gmail.com.
traiteursignaturecatering@gmail.com, guys. Note it down. Give them a call. You guys won't be disappointed. Thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you soon, guys.